Welcome to my channel. My name is Michael and today I'm going to test two stock shafts that come with the Titleist drivers, and I'm going to test it with my TSi3. Now I'm curious what the 58 gram HZRDUS Smoke stiff shaft will do for my swing against the 8 gram heavier 66 gram Mitsubishi TENSEI White. Let's do this. Alright, so before we begin, I'm not a fitter. If you are buying a new driver, my advice would be to see one. Now, having said that, I am 50 years old and I'm swinging the driver at a club speed of 100 miles per hour, so not very fast. So maybe that means that I could do with a shaft that is not too heavy. However, my launch angle with the driver can be very high, and that's got to do with the dynamic loft, so the loft that I am presenting at impact. So that's my bad technique, and I need to work on that with my swing coach. However, the info on the Titleist website about these shafts tells me that the heavier 66 gram TENSEI White is supposed to give a lower ball flight than the 58 gram HZRDUS Smoke. So I'm curious to see what will come out of this test. So beforehand, my expectations would be that my club speed will be slower with the heavier TENSEI White, well, because it's heavier. The ball flight might be lower because of what I'm reading on the Titleist website. And maybe the TENSEI White is too heavy for me. Maybe it's harder for me to control, I don't know. So we'll hit some shots from the 15th tee at TPC Scottsdale. It's got some water on the left. And afterwards we'll take a look at the numbers and see if there's any truth to my expectations. My driver is a 9-degree TSi3 set to 8¼ of a degree. And it's set on a slight draw setting. Oh, and here's a disclaimer, I did take out some errant shots from this test. So here we are. Let's see which of my expectations are correct in reality and which shaft I will put into my driver. So beforehand I thought the TENSEI heavier shaft would produce lower club speed because of its extra weight. I thought it would have a lower launch and lower ball flight, and I was worried that the TENSEI would be harder to control for me as a 50-year-old 100 mph club speed weekend hacker. Okay, so let's put up the numbers of the HZRDUS Smoke. Okay, club speed is spot on what I'm used to, 100 mph. Angle of attack 4 to 5 degrees up is also very normal for me. And as I said, launch angle is high, at least I believe 17 degrees is about 2 degrees above ideal. Spin is pretty decent. Okay, but you have to remember I took out errant shots. Carry is 212 in meters. Alright, so I'd love to drive it longer, but I believe I have to hit middle of the face more often. And I'm swinging in to out a little bit instead of out to in. So that is costing me distance. Okay, so how did the TENSEI do? Club speed is only half a mile slower, so I would call that within the margin of being the same. Launch angle only 0.3 degrees higher, so also no significant difference. Same for the height. Spin is 200 revs lower, which is nice, and probably the reason why carry is 4 meters or yards longer. And then finally, well, I just can't say the heavier TENSEI shaft is harder for me to control. On the contrary, dispersion is better. And you will just have to believe me that I had more errant shots with the HZRDUS Smoke than I had with the TENSEI. So all in all, for me personally, I will take this result as a confirmation that the 66 gram TENSEI White is going to be the shaft for my TSi driver. And that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider to subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.